Hi, I'm Ainslie from Golf and Tours, and one of the main questions that I get asked by our lady golfers that join our golf trips is, how do I pack my golf clubs to make sure that they arrive in as good condition as when I pack them? So today, Tiff, the lady golf teacher, and I are going to teach you how to do that.
Okay, so here we are. We've actually got my bag. This is my favourite bag, actually. I love this bag. I love it because it's on stands and everything. However, I'm going to show you what you can do to pack it up, but I will say before we get started, I won't recommend you taking this specific type of bag, because it can get, especially the shafts and so on, because it's quite thin, the actual bag itself, the shafts would worry me in them actually getting damaged. But I'm going to show you anyway. So if you're traveling in a car, you can definitely take your own bag. But if you were to be going on a plane, they can get a bit rough, can't they, with the baggage handling and so on?
Yeah.
So we want to ensure that your bags are well looked after. So what you can do here is you can actually wrap some towels around your bag, around your golf clubs, and just so that they're protected, because as you can see here, I've got a very thin top. Okay, so the thin top will actually go over the top. Oh, the thin top will go over the top. That's really funny, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, and what we do is when we can just hook the top over. So we know that the clubs themselves are secure because we've got the towels wrapped around them. But the problem is when you're actually moving the bag around, it can be a bit of a pain, especially if you're dragging your suitcase, because you need your golf gear in that.
If there is no other option for you and you do have to take this on a flight, when you get to the international terminals, they've got those people there with the plastic that you can
Wrap them
right up. So then that would keep like these legs much more secure, and any other little bits, it sort of tightens everything in, sort of shrink wraps it. But again, it's not ideal.
It's not ideal. It's not. Okay, bag number 2. This is more of a slender style bag. There's bags out there called pencil bags. This tends to be a little bit bigger because you can actually carry all your golf clubs. I've actually got 15 in there, but don't tell anyone. Okay, we know we're only supposed to have 14, but I throw 15 in there because I like all my wedges. So what we'll do is we'll show you what's inside. So Ainslie's going to do the big reveal for us.
I can be the glamorous assistant.
That's right.
So it's quite handy how they fold down like this.
That's it. Now do your thing. Do your.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, we'll bring it up closer. Let's bring it up closer. Okay. So as you can see here, they all fit in. Right, so it's great to travel with. These the top part of the actual bag itself, it's cushioned. So
padded.
yeah. So
and same with the body as well. You can feel that it's quite padded.
Yeah. So
down here too.
The shafts, right, because they're really important. The shafts are going to be protected, and also your irons and woods are going to be protected. I always like to throw in a towel in there to wrap around as well, and then put this back on top just for extra security. But you don't really need to do that, but I would recommend it. Yeah. And the other great thing about here, you can carry a lot of balls and tees and markers and gloves, and it actually
cream,
and it
gloss,
keep going.
Muesli bars.
What else? But you can't get golf shoes in there. That's the only downside, right? Yeah. So it's a lot of things that you can actually carry. It's got a little pocket right down the front too. If you want to lift that up for me, Muscles. Thanks, Muscles. So you can see that, and you can fit some golf balls in there as well. But you can fit them through both the pockets on these sides, on both sides of the actual travel bag as well. So this is a good one. The only downside, I'll tell you one downside, is that it doesn't have any wheels.
Yeah.
Right? So there's no wheels there, so you've actually got to sling it up over your shoulder. Again, if you don't have any, we'll pretend that it's actually zipped up. But it doesn't have any wheels, so you can't drag it along, and it's okay if you you know, you've got no issues with shoulders and back and legs and hips and so on, you can just sling it over your shoulder and carry it. It's good. But after you walk from one end of the airport to the other, it does wear your back out a bit. Yeah. Okay, next step up.
Yes.
What have we got, Ainslie?
So this is my bag. This is one of my favourite bags, I have to say. It's very convenient because it's got the wheels on the bottom, which you can see down there. So walking through the airport with your suitcase and your set of golf clubs, and usually I've got another little pull-along cabin bag. It's quite manageable with this. You can see the pockets down the bottom are just a little bit bigger, which is
Than the previous one?
because I need a lot of balls when I play.
Why is that? That's because she's only just started this year. That's the only reason. It's the only reason.
Now, my daughter gave me this for my birthday.
Lovely.
And it's actually come in very, very handy when I travel because it helps to pad out the inside of the bag even more than a normal cover would.
Great.
So although he does get a bit squished up in there.
Lovely.
But when I travel, I usually pack in around sort of the shaft area underneath the heads all my wet weather gear. And if I'm travelling somewhere cold, like my jumpers as well, I really try and pack it in as much as possible.
You find that you've got more space in this one compared to, say, the other one we just showed as well. It's a much bigger bag.
Yeah.
Because it's really the size of an actual golf bag, isn't it, really?
I could use this as my normal everyday bag.
Yeah, like a cart bag, as they call them.
Yeah, and it fits in really well into the motorised carts that we use on the tours. And, it's quite convenient. And, you know, I just attach the towel in here and pop it out and
oh, look,
I'm ready
she's got
to
a
go.
golf and tours towel too. Hey, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Where's the other one? Where's our little badge?
Oh, yeah, there he is.
There he is. Golf and tours and the lady golf teacher. Of course, Ainslie has hers wrapped around to golf and tours.
Yeah.
But if you see my bag, it's the other way around. It's the lady golf teacher.
We need two on each
That we
bag.
do.
Yeah. So then this bag here is pretty much a similar bag. It's pretty much the same bag. But one of the biggest benefits is it's got these big side pockets where you can keep your golf shoes.
I'll move this one across. Excuse
Now,
me, sorry.
One of the benefits of having your golf shoes in your golf bag when you're travelling is if you're travelling to a country that has strict biosecurity laws, then they're going to want to check that your golf clubs and that your golf shoes are really, really clean before you get into their country and start contaminating them with your Australian dirt.
Yes. We can't take the Aussie dirt with us, can
No,
we?
we want to keep it at home.
That's right.
So that is quite handy to have the shoes in with your bag because otherwise you're opening your luggage, you're pulling your shoes out, and
That's right.
bras and undies are going flying, and you know it's not a good look.
Yeah, no one needs to see that. No.
They don't.
All right. Check out this bag. It's massive, isn't it?
So it's quite a good bag for. You
Look,
can put a lot of stuff in there, not just your golf bag.
No, it's fantastic. We'll open it up for you shortly. But again, it's on wheels. So it's on wheels at the back, as you can see, and then also wheels underneath. We'll open the bag up for you.
No bodies for you today.
No, sorry about that. Ta-da! Okay, so as you can see, you can put your whole bag in, and I like to, like I say, I like to travel with my bag. So I put that in there. It's secure. It's padded all the way around, especially at the top.
Space. And when we go to
It's much thicker.
Hawaii, you'll be able to put like your beach towels and stuff in there as well.
Swimmers.
Yeah.
I love to travel with a bag like this simply because we've got a lot of kilos that we can be working with, and you can put a lot more gear in there, so it's very convenient. It is much heavier though.
Yeah.
It's a much heavier bag than the previous two that we actually showed you on the wheels, and you know it's a bag that you can just put straight into the golf cart. But I love to travel with this one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because this one, if you're staying in a smaller hotel room, you've got to find a place to shove this bag, really, don't you?
Well, let me show you something.
Oh, it does a trick, does it?
It does a trick. Right, so if we take the bag out and we zip her up, all done in real time. Okay, we can actually fold it right down.
Oh, like a little concertina.
There you go. And then, I'll move it back a bit so you can see it. But then you can stick it straight into the wardrobe at the hotel.
Perfect.
Or the house or wherever it is that we're going to be staying on our tours. So it's very manageable.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
The other thing that I think that we need to talk about is making sure, like a lot of the bags, as you can see on this one here, there's a spot for your business card, or if you don't have a business card, it's really important to make sure that your bags are labelled and also clearly identifiable as your bag. So the last trip that I went on, there was 5 ladies that all had the exact same travel bag that I had, and you know, mine had a hot pink ribbon on it, so I just knew straight away, because when you go to get on the bus and you look out and you can see a sea of golf bags, you just want to, you know, eyeball your bag to make sure that it's getting on the bus. So, you know, a piece of ribbon, you know, your name tag and business card, and you should be set.
Yeah, great. Golf clubs. So important to clean your clubs as well, because Ainslie was talking just before about making sure that you get the dirt out of your shoes, especially when you're travelling overseas. You also need to make sure that you do that with your clubs as well, don't you?
Definitely. It's really important, because quite often they'll ask to have a look at your clubs. They just want to do a quick glance over them, make sure there's no dirt or grass or anything on there. And, you know, it's a good excuse to clean your clubs anyway. I mean, not many of us would often sit in the backyard and lovingly scrub our golf clubs, or do you?
Yeah, I like to do that, yeah. I like them to be clean, yeah.
Well, I don't, unless I'm going away on a golf tour.
Okay, I'll tell you why you should clean your clubs other than when we're going on tours. There's grooves in the, you'll see here, right? So you can see that there's grooves in the club. So you need to make sure that those grooves are clean, because that's how the club can grab onto the golf ball.
Oh.
Ah.
Maybe that's my problem. My grooves are caked with dirt.
Yeah, that's it. Ball's not able to be gripped properly. You know what Ainslie will be doing this afternoon.
Yeah, that's right.
And every afternoon after she's played, scrubbing. Yeah, but
it's pretty easy to do it though, isn't it, to clean them?
You can just use one of those nail brushes, you know, like not hammer nails, the fingernail brushes, because they're soft. And then you can get into the grooves just with some soapy water. Yeah,
I usually just use a bit of dishwashing liquid, and I've just bought like a dishwashing brush that I just use for the clubs, and I just pop them in, and you know, usually it doesn't take too long to do it.
No,
you can have a nice gin and tonic while you're waiting.
Or a lava flow. All right, well, thanks Ainslie for,
thank you, Tiff.
Yeah, for sharing your knowledge with packing. She's travelled quite a bit. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you on a golf tour with us.
See you soon.